Hey, good morning everybody. I'm Richie and you're watching Hillside Acres. If you're new to our channel, I'd just like to say welcome. Today I got the L2501 out. I took the loader off of it. I'm going to be hooking up to the Woods BrushBull. It's the BB6030 model. It's the more heavy duty model. I bought the heavier one so I could use it on the M series if I want and cut some really thick stuff. And also be able to use it on the L series and cut some thinner stuff like what I'm going to be doing today. I'm just be doing basically some maintenance around my pond area, which is a bumpy, rough area, and it stays pretty wet usually. Too much for the zero turn mower. We just got a little Cub Cadet zero turn. There's also some of the hayfield that I was not even able to do first cutting on yet. So I'm going to at least do a perimeter with the brush hog so we can walk the dog through there. I don't know how that's going to turn out as far as second cutting. Everything else is ready to cut, but it's just way too wet around here. I figured with the areas that are been too wet, if at the end of the year, if I have to bale them up for mulch hay, that's not a problem. I'm actually going to need some mulch hay for myself this year. So I'd rather make it instead of buy it. It's only about 3 acres worth of field that I had to stay off of. Before I bought this Woods BrushBull, I did a lot of research on what I could buy. I typically do that and spend hours and hours watching videos, reading, and everything I can do, comparing specs and prices, trying to get the best thing for my application as well as best thing for the dollar. So I especially compared to like Tractor Supply brands and things like that. In the Woods, compared to the deck gauge thickness, I believe this is 10 gauge thickness on the deck. It came with the slip clutch. It's got the flex hitch on it. It's got a lot of options for not too much money, and I've really put a good beating on it behind the M series so far, and it's held up very well, backing over trees larger than the diameter that it's rated for. It is rated for a 2-inch capacity, and I've definitely put some 3.5-inch stuff through it, and there's no damage to the deck or anything. The rear bumper has a couple little dings in it, but that's only expected. Quick hitch I got here. You could buy a stabilizer to come with it, but I just put a bungee on there and I leave it on there, and it just goes around the PTO shafts. It's pretty convenient to do it like that. One thing I did do to this Woods brush hog, this kickstand for the PTO shaft, is really nice how it comes like that, but I purposely bent it because I felt like that I was going to forget it down and end up bending my shaft. So I bent it enough so God forbid if I left it on there, it would not hurt my shaft. But right now I'm going to remember and I'm going to hang it up. So this is the area I'm going to be mowing today. It's not too overgrown, but it's about knee-high in most areas, maybe a little more in some spots. The last time I mowed around here, I didn't do the edges of the pond, so I'm going to have to back over the edges of the pond a lot and get that taken care of. So we do like to come back here and feed the fish and stuff, and it's nice to not get wet legs up to your knees every time you walk out here. So it's going pretty good. I thought it would take a little bit more power with the grass being so wet, but the 2501, I feel like it's got plenty of power for what it needs. And I feel like actually I put it a little bit above 540 at times, and I feel like it lets a little bit more horsepower out. So it says it makes 540 RPM at, like, I think it's 2100 RPMs or something. 540 is at 2000 RPMs, and a lot of other tractors, you're hitting 540 at much higher engine speed. So it'll be spinning the brush hog a little bit faster than normal, and stuff like this, it really doesn't matter. It's not like it's going to be spinning so fast you're going to hit something hard. There's not too much in here that's going to get chopped up like that. But I feel like it does make a little bit more power than they claim. It's kind of just derated down to 2000 RPM to meet emissions requirements. But I'm going to see if I can get Christy to get the drone out and film with the drone a little bit, because I don't know how to use the drone at all. Got some stumps here that when I had the excavator here, there were still a couple stumps left around this pond. It was all overgrown at one point, but I pulled all the trees out, and I pulled these last stumps out with the excavator, and I'm going to need to get the M series back there with the grapple to get them out of here. There's a few trees, I don't know if you can see them across the pond back there. I'll show it when I go around mowing over there. I just pulled those trees right out of the edge with the excavator. It was like the trees over there. They came right out. You have to either cut them up and chip them or just stuff them in the woods somewhere. So that's going to about wrap up the mowing I'm going to do for today. It was really wet, but I was able to stay in two-wheel drive the whole time. I never got stuck in the mud or spun too much. I didn't get to do as much of the banks that I wanted to. I figured it'd be a lot easier just to clean up all the brush and the stumps and just do it all at once. I did one area up there so we could get up close to the edge when we go to feed the fish, so all the brush and weeds aren't in the way. As you can see in the ground, it's really not a finished type cut, but it's plenty for an area like this. We don't have a whole lot of finish mowing to do. That's one thing we considered. We considered a B series with a mid-mount mower. We considered a finish mower for the back of this, but it would just be too big for around the barn, around the house, and things like that. So we just bought a cheaper zero turn for the regular mowing and the Woods BrushBull, which is nice to be able to do things like this. That's going to be a little heavier on it, and the wood lines, things like that, cutting small trees, things like that. So if you like what you saw here today, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, just welcome. And thanks for watching this video. We appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, everybody.